guys, so today I'm going to be filming a video for you that wasn't planned in the slightest, and this video is going to be how to survive Freshers Week. I just thought you guys really need to know this information and it might really help some of you guys, so I thought I would film it for you. I've got a huge list here of lots of things that I'm going to tell you that I think you need to know to survive Freshers, just tips and tricks on how to have like the best time, make lots of friends and just really enjoy yourself. If you're watching this and you don't know what Freshers Week is, if you're from a different country or if you're not going to uni this year and you just thought you'd watch this video, I'll just quickly tell you. It's basically a week where everybody goes to uni and it's like this first week that you go to university. Everybody in the UK has it. It's kind of the first week you go. Basically you go out, you get drunk, you have a really good time with your like new friends, you make loads of new friends, you find out who your flatmates are, that kind of thing. You just really have a great time with all of the new people that you've met at your uni, and it's just the best week. You will have the best time ever, and it's just really fun. You don't really do anything else apart from kind of like going out, chilling, making friends. It's just such a fun week. So basically that's what it is. So the first thing I'm going to tell you, this is all in such a random order, but the first thing, get a good, like a number of a good taxi company in your phone. Kind of when you go out on that first night out, make sure you got it in your phone. Majority of time, you'll be getting a taxi back to your flat, I would have thought. I know we do here, depends how far you live away, depends if you don't want to walk, but we normally get a taxi, so just make sure you've got a good taxi number in your phone, just because it depends on like the scale of where you're going, uni wise. There may not be black cabs. In Manchester there's black cabs everywhere, like outside every club you go to, you walk outside, there'll be black cabs there if you need them. But it depends, if you go into like a smaller place there probably won't be as many black cabs. So yeah, that's one thing I would say. And also if you've got Uber where you're going to university, so if you're going to Manchester or London, they've got them in Leeds now, they've got them in Birmingham. If you go into anywhere that has Uber, which Uber is an app, a taxi app, where you can basically pick your current location, so the phone obviously knows your current location, you click that, you say order an Uber from here, you then put in your destination, so you can pop in like when you're going back home, or if you're going out to a club, you just pop it in, you click send now, and the Uber will come to you. You can see on the little map where it's going. You'll have the registration number of the Uber and the little picture of the man and his name, or lady, sorry, but yeah, we'll have a little picture so you know exactly what taxi you're getting into. You're not going to get into the wrong taxi, you're not going to get into a taxi that isn't a proper taxi. It's a certified kind of like Uber website. This isn't sponsored, by the way, I just really like Uber. We get them every single time, and then after you finish the taxi ride, it just comes straight out of your bank account. You don't even have to have any cash on you, anything. It just comes straight out of your account that you've put on your Uber. So what I mean is that if you go somewhere that has Uber, make sure you've got that all set up. Kind of get there on the first day, sit with your flatmates, maybe all set it up together. You can normally get like codes for the first time you use Uber. Do that, get that sorted, and then you will end up like being able to get one on the way back. Otherwise you don't want to be out and then like 3 in the morning going, I need to set up this Uber. That's not really going to work. So yeah, definitely do that. Next thing, get the numbers of all the people that you're going to be going out with on whatever night you're going out with. Probably the first night you're going to be going out with your flatmates, but don't know, you could be going out with other people. Make sure you've got their numbers just in your phone, just in case you lose them, you're going to want to ring them. Obviously that's quite simple, and you probably will exchange numbers as soon as you get that anyway, but you don't know, just make sure you've got them. Next thing is make sure you've got a bottle of water at your bedside table when you get back home. Make sure you've already put that before you go out, or make sure you've got them somewhere so you just know that you're going to have water. At the end of the day, this is probably the first time you've lived away from home. You're probably quite used to your parents kind of doing things for you. I don't know, everyone's parents different, but I know when I go out, my dad always makes sure that I've got some water at my bedside table when I get home. They're not going to be there to do that. No one's going to put some water by your bedside table, so make sure you've done that before you go out, and then you'll know it's just there, especially if you're absolutely out of it. The next thing, make sure you've got some snack food in your room. These are all tips from my friend Paige, so let's just thank her. All these like first tips. I have put my own spin on them, they're at the end. But yeah, next thing, sorry, is put some snack food in your room. Maybe just like I've said this in kind of a video about kind of what you need to bring to uni, which I'll link down below if you haven't seen it. But kind of having a little box in your room with all kind of snacks, that's kind of like what I did anyway. But especially after a night out, maybe having things that kind of you can just nibble on in your room if you want them, just kind of in case you wake up in the middle of the night and you're absolutely starving, something like that. You don't want to be going out and starting cooking bacon sandwiches at like 5 in the morning. Next thing, don't take your card on a night out. I've said this before. Just don't do it. It's the worst idea in the world, especially in freshers. Just don't take your card out, because in freshers as well, you just want to buy people drinks, I think. That's what I was like. That's what a lot of people are like. Like, oh, I'll just get you a drink. And like, that's cool, but you don't want to end up like spending like £1,000 in freshers. So yeah, just get your cash out, take that cash, spend that cash, done. And make sure you've got enough cash. You don't want to like go out with 20 quid and then be like, oh, I don't actually have any money, can you buy me a drink? Like, because that's going to look pretty bad. But just don't take your card. It's just a bad idea. And always make sure you got your ID. On the first night of freshers last year, we went out, we were halfway down the road, walking down this road to go to a flat party, and I'd forgot my ID. Obviously, I didn't need the ID to get in the flat party, but we were going from the flat party on a night out. So just make sure you've got your ID, because then we had to walk all the way back. I then fell over because I was quite drunk, and it was a funny memory. It makes me laugh when I think back to it. But at that present time, my flatmates are probably thinking, oh my God, who have we got in our flat? Next one is just a given. Every single time you go out, don't leave your drink unattended. I'm pretty sure I've had my drink spiked before. Not 100% sure, but I think I have. And I didn't even know I'd left it unattended. It's even like if you might have it in your hand and you might turn the other way at the bar and someone just might put something in it. So yeah, just be really careful about having your drink with you, especially because the majority of you are probably going somewhere a lot bigger than you like are used to, and there's obviously people are going to be a lot just more like that. There's going to be more people like that in the city than there probably is in your hometown. So yeah, just be careful about that, especially because you don't really know who you're living with. I'm not saying that your flatmate's going to spike your drink, don't get too worried about that, but just you don't really know who you're going to live with. Just be careful, that's all. Next thing, know your alcohol limit, but don't mother everyone. Like, know like that you're not going to get absolutely out of your face. Let's be honest, a lot of people do that in freshers. Like, I'm not going to lie, I did it. Everyone does it. It's freshers. Like, you go out and you get drunk with your flatmates and you have a great time, and that's absolutely fine. But just don't do it maybe every night. I don't know. I don't really know what I'm saying. Just know your limit. Don't end up like in hospital, for example. But don't mother everyone. That's what I mean. It's like, don't think, oh, I'm not going to drink that much tonight just because I'm going to try and look after them. Have a good time. Like, nobody wants looking after at the end of the day. Like, everyone's there. You're all the same age. Just like have a good time. Don't worry about things. Like, don't worry like, oh God, you know, is she drinking too much? Is he doing this? Is he doing this? Just, you know, at the end of the day, you haven't known them for very long. Just try and get to know them without like mothering them. I know like that's some people's instinct, but just think you're 19 or 18 or 20 or however old you are going to uni. Just have a good time. Don't worry. I've said this before. Don't talk about everyone from home. I think sometimes that can be a bit of a problem. You know, when you just nattering on about people from home. I said this in one of my videos. I can't remember which one it was, but don't be like, oh, Stacey's my best friend. We do this together all the time and no one is ever going to replace her, blah, blah, blah. People don't want to know that. Like, people want to be like, you might be talking to someone who thinks, oh, I could be really good friends with her. And if you're nattering on about your old best friend from home, she's probably going to think, well, actually, she doesn't want to be my friend. Like, she doesn't want to be best friends with me. She's got her best friend. That kind of thing. I know it might sound silly, but I think that's how I think anyway. I think that's how a lot of people think. So try not to talk about everyone from home, especially like on the first day. Obviously, people want to know things. People are asking you questions and stuff. They're not asking you it for like no reason. So they do want to know, but maybe like just try and kind of balance it out with other things as well. Talk to absolutely everyone. Everyone you see, do not judge one single person. At the end of the day, you are going to freshers, you're going to a university, you know basically no one. I know you might know some people that are going to the university, but you don't know many people. Try and talk to everybody. Like, don't get into your flat and think, oh my God, these are such weirdos that I'm living with. Like, just don't do it. Just be open-minded, talk to them all. You're probably going to realise that actually you've got absolutely nothing in common, but you're going to have the best year ever, and you're going to really all get on, and you're going to make so many memories and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, just talk to everybody and every opportunity you have. Even if you like stood next to someone in a queue, like when you enrol at MMU, you kind of do it online. But I know some universities that you have to enrol in the uni. If you're enrolled in the uni, you stood next to someone, you don't have a clue who they are, just talk to them. Like, I know it's quite daunting at first, but they're probably going to be more like happy that you've spoken to them and you've started the conversation, because they were probably thinking, oh, I quite want to talk to her. So yeah, that's one thing I would say. Just please don't judge. Don't judge. Next thing, don't worry about planning out your entire week of freshers. Just go with the flow at the end of the day. Like, there's going to be major events on that you've probably seen all over the freshers pages and everyone's got tickets for and everyone's talking about. obviously you're going to go to them. But other things like on like, I don't know, on like the 22nd, if you're thinking, oh my god, I actually have nothing planned, what are we going to do? I'm sure you'll find something, you'll do something as a flat. Like there's no point you worrying about like what you're going to do. Just go with the flow of what everyone else is doing. You might one night just be like, let's just like have drinks here, invite people around, and it might be like the best night of your freshers. So yeah, don't worry too much about like what you're going to be doing and what's like planned and stuff. This one's quite a funny one because this really relates to me. If you don't make it to your induction lectures, it's not the worst thing in the entire world. I didn't make it to my first university induction. It was bad. This piece of hair is really driving me insane. It was bad. I was really hungover and I didn't make it to the first induction. I don't even know if my parents know that. But yeah, I didn't make it to the first induction, so that was really bad. But it's not the worst thing in the world. I didn't miss out on anything. I just went to the next one and it was fine. No one was like, excuse me, where were you? It's uni. They're not tracking what everyone's doing. Yeah, if you're on a course of like 15 people, then yeah. But both courses that I've been on, like last year and this year, are both really, really big courses. So yeah, I wouldn't worry too much. Obviously, try and get to them. Like if you're feeling absolutely like as bright as sunshine, or you're not feeling that bad and you just like, oh, can't be bothered, no, go. But if you're throwing your guts up and you literally can't even look at the sun, then don't worry about it. Like I didn't miss out on anything by not going to it. Just think, try not to argue with your flatmates. I'm sorry that I'm touching my hair, I'm just trying to sort it out. But try not to argue with your flatmates. Like I know they might annoy you on the first week. Obviously, you're going to argue like at some point in the year. Like it'd be very surprising if you don't argue with any of them or don't like cross words or anything. But in that freshers week, just try, even if they annoy you and they're the most annoying people in the world, try and just bite your tongue. You want to have a great time. You don't want to like think back to freshers and think, oh my god, all we did is argue. Because that's just like not a good way to like look back on it, is it? Like it's just not good. So yeah, definitely try not to argue. Just bite your tongue if you need to, and just try and really get on with them. At the end of the day, sometimes you might meet someone and think, oh my god, they're the most annoying person in the world, and actually after you've started like chatting to them and all that kind of stuff, you actually realise that you really like them, and after you spend some time with them, you might actually become the best of friends. One thing I would say is a great way to kind of bond with your flatmates is cooking together. Even if you kind of want to cook like breakfast together like the next morning, like after you've been out, or you kind of just cook together, or even if you don't want to cook with them the entire year, just cook with them on freshers. Like just make things together. You're not going to be making the most like high technical like meals on freshers, are you? You're going to be having like, you know, easy peasy like meals because you're going to be hungover and not want to cook. So yeah, just cook together. Like it's a great way to like bond together and just like really like have a laugh over things. Like some people might not be able to cook and you can just have a little like giggle about it, and you might be able to like teach them something, and it's just quite funny. Like I just, whenever we cooked together, it was hilarious. We all had like little names for each other in the kitchen and it was just quite funny. So yeah, that's one way definitely to bond with each other. The next thing I've got here, share your alcohol. It might sound really stupid and you might think, I'm not sharing that, like, I don't know, Belvedere vodka with anyone. Let's think about it, who actually has Belvedere at uni? But you get what I mean. Like, just share your alcohol. Like, I'm not saying like, be like, oh, I'll do one shot, you do another. Like, as in, obviously it is yours, but like, if you've got some beers, like if you're a guy, like, I know girls drink beer, but that is not me. If you just got anything, just be like, oh, do you want some? Like, or do you want me to make you like a vodka lemonade? Or do you want this or do you want this? Like, I don't know, it's just nice to be like that. And don't be too like, that is my Malibu. Like, just be a bit more like, yeah, whatever. Like, if you want some, then that's cool. Maybe bring something that you could share together, like even just getting something like for shots or something. Like if you get like sours or like sambuca, just something like that. But this is kind of like an alcohol chat, but like something like that you can kind of like just bring to like have for everyone. Obviously you could bring like a bottle of vodka together, but that's a bit different. Like I don't know many people that just like generally shot vodka, but you get what I mean. Just like bring something that you can kind of all drink together. That's always quite good, and it just makes you look quite nice as well. Like, oh, anybody can have some of this, and they know that you're not being like, you're not gonna be like uptight with them. Another thing that's quite similar, bring some cakes or like chocolates or something to share with your flatmates. I've said this before, I think, but I went out and did like my shop on the day that I moved in. The worst experience of my entire life. Do not do your shop when you move in. But I did my shop when I moved in, and basically we bought like these massive thing of donuts, like Asda do like these like 20 pack of donuts or something for like literally like £3. We got those, took them back to the flat, and everyone's like, oh my god, thanks. And everyone that came around, like, we gave donuts to, and like in freshers, that everyone just really appreciated it. Even like if you just want to bring some celebrations or just anything really, like I wouldn't worry about like home baking a cake that says like welcome freshers or anything on it. Like that's a bit too much effort. But just anything really, just try and like bring something to just share with everyone, and it just always looks good, I think, as well. I've said this before, but have your door open the entire of the first day, especially as you're moving in. As I said, I was the first person to move in my flat, so I moved in and then everyone else was afterwards. I was like the door, like the front door was here, my door to my room was here, so you literally walked straight into it almost like this. If it was closed, that would look so unsociable, so I just had like my door straight open and then everybody else's is like rooms were like round this way, if that makes sense. So yeah, just like make sure you've got your room open. Maybe obviously get a door stop, because otherwise it's not going to stay open. It's like a fire door, so you need something that's going to like really hold it open. Just have it open, like be welcoming to everyone, just like yeah, like come in, whatever. And yeah, it just always looks way better. If you have your door closed, you're really going to struggle, like as in, because I just think even if your parents are arguing or you're arguing with them or whatever, it's just so much better to have your door open rather than closed. I don't know, I think everyone agrees, to be honest. I've only got 2 things left and they're very just normal things. Chill out. Just chill out. Don't be uptight. Kind of as you move in, yeah, it's going to be stressful. Like when you're getting your room like ready, when you're like, especially if you're a girl and you want to get it all like cute and nice, when you're getting your room ready and like you put your stuff in your kitchen, it's going to be a bit stressful. You're probably going to argue with your parents. You're probably like, oh, I'll just do this, or you know, oh, blah, blah, blah. And then at one point you're probably going to be like, can you just go? Like, can your parents just leave? Not in a horrible way, but it's almost as if like it gets to the point where you think, I want to be me now, I want to have freshers, I want to start my uni experience, and you're still here. And I think most people get like that. I definitely got like that. And yeah, like, no, don't be, obviously it's a bit, you don't want to be like, leave, but you are going to be stressed around that time. I'm not going to lie, I don't know anyone that's not stressed. But as soon as they've left, as soon as you're sat with your flatmates and you're chilling and you've opened like a drink and you're just sat and you're chilling and you're chatting, just chill out. Don't be uptight. Don't be like, oh, I've got to sort this. Oh, I've got to sort this. It can wait. Like, as soon as your parents have left, just chill. That's one major thing, because nobody is going to, like, everybody else is chilled. Like, if you're being like, oh, like, people are going to be like, can you just shut up? Like, obviously they're not going to say anything, but that kind of thing. And the last one, just smile and be friendly. Everyone will love you if you do this. Just sit and smile and be approachable, and everyone will just be like, oh, how are you? You know, it's just nice, and ask about everybody else. Don't go on too much about yourself. I know that's sometimes when you're nervous, I think, and people ask you a question, you're like, yeah, so blah, 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 and then this, and then this, and then this, and then sometimes you kind of go on and on and on. Just remember to ask about them as well, just like a little tip. I know I do that sometimes, like when I'm nervous. But yeah, just be really friendly, just be open, be approachable, even like on a night out, just be like smiling and whatever, and people will most likely come up to you and do the same to other people. And I was reading online like a couple of days ago about like freshers tips. Sometimes I just read this kind of thing, even though obviously I don't need freshers tips. And I was reading and it did say sometimes everybody won't be that friendly. And I do think that, but in freshers, I didn't find anyone that wasn't friendly. Like, to be honest, the whole of uni, no one was, like, nasty at all. So I just, like, everyone is pretty friendly. Everyone is nervous. Everyone's open to make friends. And I just think, just have the best time of your life and just really enjoy it. But I hope these tips have kind of helped you and have got you even more excited if you're going kind of next weekend or the weekend after. I know some of you have gone the weekend just gone. And I know some people like, from my, like, hometown, I've seen it all on Facebook, they've gone as well. So I'm sorry if this is a little bit late for you, but it was a real spur of the moment video. I was like, I should probably film this. So I hope this would like help some of you guys, and I don't know, giving you some tips and tricks and stuff like that. The uni videos are coming to an end now. I think there's no point in me doing uni videos in like December. Obviously I might do like little updates throughout the year as I did last year, kind of like what I'm thinking of my course and stuff like that. But otherwise I think this is kind of coming to an end. I am going to do a Manchester student video of like what it's like to be a student in Manchester, where to go, what's the best places to go, stuff like that. So that'll be going up in a couple of weeks. And I will have my uni room tour up at some point, but uni videos right now are the most important for me. I have got, what other video have I got coming up? Oh, a freshers lookbook and outfits, so that will be going up at some point as well, and that's a bit more important right now than a room tour to me, just because freshers outfits, there's no point uploading in like October. Everyone's finished their freshers now, like by then, so yeah, definitely going to try and get that up at some point. Anyway, I hope these have helped you guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't subscribed already, please like, subscribe down below. The button's just there. And yeah, so thank you very much for watching, guys. I really, really appreciate it, and I will speak to you all very, very soon. Bye!